Hi, I'm Nathan. Every week I do comic book reviews because that's the rule around my house, so if I want to keep buying them, I gotta review them. This is going to be the review for Invincible number 82 by Robert Kirkman, Ryan Ottley, Cliff Rathburn, and John Rausch. Full names right on the front. Easy to say them all. So, the deal with Invincible is I've been an Invincible fan soon after I became a Walking Dead fan back in 2002-ish, 2001-ish, somewhere around there. As soon as I started reading this book because of Walking Dead, I went back and got all the issues that I'd missed before that, which is probably 5 or 6 issues in the first ones. Even, paying $20 or whatever for the Invincible number 1s at the time. And so from then on, I read all of Invincible, all the issues, up until right before the Viltrumite War. And because of monetary issues about 2 years ago, I had to stop reading most of the books that I read for about 2 years, and this is one of the ones that I dipped out on. So I came back shortly after that, and I've kind of looked at stuff that happened, pockets here and there, but I've been trying to catch up, and this is one of those issues where you can see that there are fundamental changes happening to Invincible here. A while back, if you recognize this chick, she showed up on Earth and started stealing power and going to power plants and blowing stuff up. And so Invincible, I believe, punched her out and sent her to jail or whatever. And then they kept her locked up. So recently he's been kind of thinking that that's not the way he should handle these problems and issues. And he goes back and talks to her in jail to kind of talk out what her issues were and see if he could actually help her instead of keep her imprisoned forever. And then at the same time as that's all going on, you have this guy, Robot, and I believe his counterpart or his girlfriend or wife maybe even, who was Monster Girl. And the last time I saw them, they were both kids still and needed some situations. Apparently he went to another dimension and came back. They were over there together, ruled the dimension, and they were done and then had to come back. But there's a lot going on there. But I really like how he's kind of grown up and the position that they end up putting him in at the end. Look at that beautiful Ryan Ottley work. Ryan Ottley is easily one of my favorite comic book artists today. And the inking and coloring in this book is, on par with some of the best stuff at the major labels. It's amazing. Anyway, so they get to some results here, and Invincible works with the U.S. government to get her some power, and they send her back to her reality. And the robot guy takes a new job, and then Cecil or whatever from the Pentagon is having a chat with Invincible, and they're talking about how they're going to work together in the future. And so finally, straight out, tells Invincible, I've been using all those Invincibles from alternate realities. I've been using those bodies into making them into those impossible to beat zombie robots that you had to fight before. Yeah, now they're your body or whatever. I wanted to clean the plate or whatever. Which I thought this was incredible. This is a totally different way to handle this situation, right? As a reader, we've been seeing that brewing in the background ever since Invincible left Cecil originally. I guess Cecil hired this villain guy that creates these zombie robots that are really tough. He's supposed to be a villain, he's supposed to be evil, and Cecil hired him to do that for the United States government after they found that he was stealing people and making them into those things. And Invincible said, hey man, that's not cool at all, I can't be down with you guys, and there's a huge falling out because of that. And then later on, Invincible's clones came to his reality to beat him up or destroy reality, destroy the universe or whatever. And a lot of them died. And Cecil secretly collected them and gave them to this villain guy to make them into these zombie robots, and they had a lot of trouble. We've been piquing him on that process overall. So this has been brewing for a long time, that all these pieces are coming together. And to straight out just tell the main character, hey man, I'm sorry I've been doing this, you're not going to like it, but this is the situation, and I want to tell you and get it off my chest before it becomes a huge thing. So Invincible's either going to flip out like crazy in the next issue and blow up again, or he's going to totally take his new vantage point on handling these situations and accept it and talk to him about it. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. And it's amazing that that major plot point that could have become this huge all-out battle, huge drama, lots of effect, is really just plainly told and brought out there. It's not like, oh man, now it's going down. It's more like, hey, here you go. That's a totally different direction than most writers go with that kind of backup going for such a long-standing story. Needless to say, since I love Ryan Ottley's work and I love Invincible almost every issue, this issue is really good. It's hard because you start to, just like The Walking Dead, you start to compare this issue to other issues of Invincible, and you can't compare it to other stuff because it's so good and so unique. And it's probably not everybody's cup of tea. It's very superhero-esque kind of thing going on. But I really love it, of course. I really just want to give it a 5 out of 5 because of the artwork alone, but the story is so interesting and has such a different way of doing this than anywhere else. I just love it from front to back. It's going to have to be a 5 out of 5, and it's $2.99. You can't lose out with this book, for sure. $2.99, 5 out of 5, Invincible number 82. If you enjoyed this review and want to check out other ones that I do, look for Spidey207 on YouTube or Peteparker at the Marvel, DC, and Image Comics databases, or Comic Vine, iFanboy, and just lately the Batman Universe for DC reviews, because that's what they're interested in. In any case, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you on the next one.